and welcome to Wikipedia Weekly. Well, what do we call it? It was a long time ago. Wikipedia Weekly Network, here where Albin Larsson and I, Jan Ainali, are editing Wikidata live. How are you doing, Albin?
I'm doing great. I'm really looking forward to this. I don't think
Yes.
anyone else has heard it, but I've spent the last 2 weeks relaying my roof, and I can hear my father and my better half doing the last part just above me. So I'm
I,
I'm here for a little bit of a break.
I heard it a little bit before, a few thumps on top of
Oh,
you. And today it's extra. We're back because it's Lexicodays. So we're going to be editing and querying for lexemes. What have you planned?
it was quite funny. So I went to you and be like, yeah, but maybe sports then, and then I wanted to do like themes about sport because I'm slightly sport interested. But then I was like, I have absolutely no clue where to start. And then John went like, "Hey, what about a query like this for me?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's the query I need to actually do what I want to do, because I needed a query to know where I wanted to start." And
So
you, John,
yes, so I'm going to try to build a query even a little longer than that. I think than that I was showing you. So trying to find lexemes in Swedish related to sports, but more generally, I'm going to show you also like oh well here you the only place you need to change this to work on any language, and then also,
oh,
well, if you don't want to do it for sports, how do you change the topics to something, anything? So you can find sort of like, it's an attempt to write a query that sort of like could be general for any topic and get a lot of lexemes in that topic to see what do we have already.
nice.
So that is sort of the ambition. So we'll see if we get there. I think this might be one of the longest queries I've done on stream. So we're gonna take it step by step and slow. And if I miss to explain anything, please in the chat let me know and I'll take it over again once more.
It might be interesting for the chat, John, on like how familiar do you consider yourself with lexemes, both the concept and on Wikidata?
I so in I'm not a linguist, so I'm not very good at grammar in general. So I do like the basic things on Wikidata, but for what the lexemes as a concept on Wikidata, I've been editing a lot in there, so I think I'm quite familiar there. And how about you?
Okay, I think I think I'm quite the typical, like, I know quite a bit about Wikidata, about Sparkle, but I'm a beginner to lexemes. So I think we're quite a lot of people in that space. Like, I know Wikidata, but lexemes is a little bit, not really sure what's going on there all the time. So that's
Yeah,
me.
yeah. And as Nicholas is saying here, like, well, even if you are very familiar, there's a lot to learn. And I think that also comes in because there's a flexibility in Wikidata to capture that not all languages behave the same way. So even if you have grasped, oh, this is how we model it or do it in for one language, it might be slightly different to be able to capture the grammatical rules of other
Yeah.
languages. So yeah, yes. So hopefully someone will pick something up here, and I hope also in the end that I have learned, because there's one part of the query that I'm not very happy with, that someone can tell me you can do this in a better way. But I think it works for my purposes, but it's not elegant. So so let's see here. So what are we going to try to do today? Well, we're going to work with lexemes. So I'm going to try to start select for some lexemes. So I'm going to select, uh, I'm just going to call it lexeme ID. Could be called anything like LID or whatever you want. And then I just want to see the lemma, which is sort of the label for the lexeme, but not exactly. But that's the words that I'm going to see in Swedish then, that I can quickly see what it is. And then uh, what else do I want to see? I want to see what type of lexeme it is, like what, is it a verb, is it a noun or something like that? So just for curiosity, so I see what it is. I'm just gonna call that type label. So those three are things that I'm interested in. And let's see. There we go. So that's what I'm going to select. And then, of course, well, give me the lexeme ID for something in Swedish. I'm going to do this for Swedish, and here's where you're going to be able to change that for something else. And I'll use control space to get autocomplete. This one is the one that is a little bit trickier than other ones. You need to know that it starts with DCT. I think that stands for, I don't even know. Is it dictionary or is it something else?
No, it's doubling core terms.
Ah,
quite
even
sure.
more. Yes. Okay, very basic internet foundation here. And Swedish, well, let's see. Again, not Sweden, but Swedish, the language. So that's one of the things I want to have. I'm actually going to add that as a note here because I'm going to share this query with you later. So this is a comment. You can add that anywhere. And then I do want to have the lemma. And then I'll start Wikibase, and I think that's just lemma. Yeah, there we go. And here we also see the next one we're going to get, the lexical category. And I'm already selected that up there. That's going to be the lemma. And again, Wikibase. I forgot. Lexical category, and I called it type label up here. So I'm gonna query for type and let the label service figure that out. And then finally, to know that these are things connected to sports, I can only really query for things that have some sort of link to the sports topic. And we put that links on Wikidata Lexicodays in the senses. So it needs to have a sense. So I'll see here. So I want it to have a sense, and I'm just going to call that sense. And then that sense is going to need to have the link. So, and that can be in a number of different ways. So it could have, for example, I think one of the more common is item for this sense. This one. And then I'll say it should have a sport. I think. Like that. That's the very basics. Let's see if that first runs. If we go somewhere. I see it got one result, but I cannot scroll down to this. What is this?
What if you switch to a different layout, a result view, used temporarily?
Yes.
Not the same, but a different one?
Ah.
Okay.
Ah! Wait, what?
Oh.
This seems like a Firefox thing. Why? Because now when this there, I can scroll down and we see sport.
Yeah, no, it's an overflow issue of some kind. But I think the graph builder can show you. Okay, it's completely empty.
Let's switch back now. Let's see. Table. Ah! This is very odd.
Mahir suggests that it might be a zoom issue. Try zooming out.
Ah, all right. Okay, there we go.
Good to know.
And we see here I got a blank in the type label. If you hear some music, there's a boat coming by here.
I hope people note that you have boats moving around behind you.
Yeah, it's not a fake background. It's a
real background.
Yeah. Here I added the service label. Let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. So we have one lexeme connected to sport. It's the noun for sport. So that's very good. But that's not enough, I think. So for one, this mostly capture nouns, and we have a couple of others that are good in capturing both verbs and adjectives. So I'm going to add those here, those properties, and we can add more like as in or statements by using the pipe symbol. So now I can write another property here, and then for whichever it has, that will work. Will it also work, Albin, for both? Like, will you get 2 hits if it exists for both?
I think so if you do not do a distinct.
Yeah, all right.
But I'm
Okay,
not
good.
100% sure.
Yeah. And even if I would make a distinct here and one would be the verb and then one would be the, since I have those labels, those are different,
True.
so that would
Yeah.
work. Yeah. And now, these are a little bit tricky to remember, but I think one is something like pertonym of, links an adjective to a noun. So this one is often used to do the connection. And then there's a similar for verbs, and I think that's sort of like predicate something, predicate form. There we go. Now let's see if I get any more. I might not get any more. No, still just one. All right. But at least we are on our right way here. We can capture others. But of course, we don't just want to do for sport. We don't want to do for more. So I'm going to do here, I'm going to cut this and instead write link here. And up here, we're going to do a values. And values is where you can feed several. No, not that one. So this here is one I'm going to call link. And one of them is going to be the sport. And there's another very, I think, fundamental thing that is called athletics. I think there's a lot of spelled like this. Athletics, Q542, very low number. Athletics. But I also think, if I write this fully here, that we see another one, athletics. So I want to capture that one too. So I'm going to first take this athletics. And then I'm going to write athletics again. And there's a subtle nuance here. And I think it's going to show... No, not that one. That one we just had. This one. And for Swedish speakers, we're going to very soon here see why those are different. And is it again the zoom level? If I zoom in now? No. Ah, there we go. So we have the classic athletics, but in Sweden we have some sort of athletics. Can you explain this one, Albin? This concept? Idrott versus sport and friidrott. It's very ingrained in Sweden that we have this, so that's why I wanted to include it.
I mean, friidrott is like a sport on its own, but it consists of many sports.
Yeah.
The difference between sports and idrott, I'm actually not like it. I feel like it's no difference, but it's rather like a language construct that has happened afterwards.
I think, if I remember correctly, that chess is part of one but not the other.
Okay, so chess would be sport but not the idrott.
That might be the thing.
I'm guessing. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think idrott then might be physical activity in the broader sense. Interesting. I would, for example, think that a motionär is not playing chess, but might do dancing, which might end up under idrott. Okay, we got people
Yeah.
looking up the
My he-
dictionary here.
yeah, very good. And I had a little trouble with my internet or computer here meanwhile, but I think I'm back now.
Yes.
Yes, very good.
So
So, well, yeah, there we
I'm
go.
gonna show this for those who are interested.
Yeah,
Google on the
yes,
internet if you're really interested and use translate.
yes. So, but while we're having here, we only have three lexemes, and I know there are more. So, how can I find them? So, what I'm going to do now, instead of uh, just listing a lot more concepts here, I'm going to do a query using them as a subquery and feed into this in order to and, make a lot more answers. So the way to do that is, well, there's many ways, but first I'm going to do this with named subqueries. So I'm going to start here by changing this to with instead of where. And I'm going to include this result down here. So I'm going to say, and I'm probably going to have this E. And the result is going to be like something of this. So here we're going to do a new select. We're going to select a link where, and we'll encapsulate that there with that, like this. And here we're going to do call it as E. So if I run this now, I haven't really changed anything else than I moved these values into another subquery that basically is doing nothing. So let's just see if I get the syntax correct, because it's a little bit tricky with all the curly braces to get them to match, but I think this might be correct. So let me see if we get three results here. No, of course, I forgot the second select here, so I need to do a select here. No, not a second select, just a where. Because I have one before, and we can put that in a little bit. I think that is where I turned wrong. Yes, so right. So syntax correct. And still just three results. So now we want to do something more interesting up here on this. So what I want to do is I want to find other items that are connected to these items. And that could be in a number of different ways. So one of the ways is like, well, is this an instance of this or a subclass of this? But then I also know there's sort of like sports things that can be used by the sports or that sport uses. So I want to try to capture those. And also what are the people called that practiced these things? So that's what I'm going to try then. So I'm going to start with ask like, well, do we have a link that is an instance of any of this? And then I'm going to use this or again. Or is it a subclass of this? Or is does it have, I think it's called has use. Yes. And finally, I think it's called used by. So let's see. Not uses, but used by. Used. There we go. And I'm gonna need to change here now. So now this is not the link anymore. This is the sports. There we go. So now hopefully we get some more than 3. Let's see. Oh, 19 now. And now we got some verbs here as well. So now we have run,
Nice.
2 different kinds. We have cycling, the verb and the noun, and a couple of more. So this is very good. But I also saw now when I did this that has used that there was also another from the other direction, and I want to capture that too. So I'm just going to put this into curly brackets here and do a union. And then do it sort of like the other way around. I'm going to start with sports. And then I think it was uses. Yes. And then I think there's one called practiced by. So then if it's on the sports item that something is practiced by, that we're going to find that
Oh.
link too.
So it's like the reverse.
Yes. So I think, let's see, did I get the curly brackets there? Curly brackets, that is just a union. Okay, so we had 19 here. Let's see, what do we get now? A couple of more. So what did we get? So we got a sports person. We got 3 different. I'm gonna need to put in a distinct somewhere here. So I think I'll put it here.
One line up in the select.
Yes, not in the not in the values. There we go. So now we're gonna fall down a few more, but we're not gonna have the duplicates there. Yes, very nice. So that is a little bit more, but I notice here that we lost the sport. And that's of course now because we're not passing on these. And we also don't have very many sports. So I'm going to do yet another subquery. So where I'm going to feed in more sports. So I'm going to break this out again and use a new include. And here I'm going to call it S instead. And we're going to put it before here. And I need to do a select, and we're gonna select sports now. And where, and if I put this one in here, and then we'll remember again to do the as percent S, did we call that? Yes, that we send in there. And another with here. Boom. And now, again, do I have the correct? This might be the right. Let's see. It's gonna break pretty quickly if you don't get the number of curly brackets correctly. But here I think I did. And we got the same result because just like before, I basically just moved this out to another subquery. So now we're gonna do a little bit more fun things with these. So now I want to try to go all the way down these trees. So let's say that, and also I'm gonna change the sports here to concept, I guess. And I want to say, well, if sports is an instant of concept, and then also add a few more here. So we go again with the subclass of, and I think here we can also do a property path. So we'll go traverse these ones all the way down like this. Now I think we'll get a number more.
Do you need a first instance of if you have the property path at the end?
Well, let's see if I remove
Yeah,
it.
let's see. Yeah,
Yes.
good point.
So here I got 115. So now we got many different interesting things here. We get
Kartläsare.
motor vehicles, we get ski poles, we got puck, games, land hockey, boxer. Mostly noun. Oh, we still have verbs here. So yes, very good. Yeah, we have throw here. And let's just remove the first P38 and
Yes,
31
I'm
here
curious.
and see if we did get any difference. I might have tested it wrong. No, you're right. No difference. All right, so we'll save a little bit of computation there, I guess. But now still, we don't have the sport here because we're not selecting these. So I'm going to do a little bit of a trick here again. I'm going to do another union. So I'm going to put all of this in one, and then I'm going to take this line and union what we already have with a simple, I think, bind. So I'm going to bind with this. I'm going to bind concept as sports. So just adding these three to this bunch. So you had 115. I think we'll get 3 more, maybe of some more. And the thing that is not so elegant that I hoped would be better was that oh no, we have a missing. There we go. Not so elegant is that I have to write these 3 values 2 times. Oh, we got a bunch more here even. That's very good. 2 times. So I would, and when I tried to put the values outside these unions, it didn't really work as I expected. So, but here I'm gonna say change topic list here. And here. And I'm gonna run this again just to get a short link, and I'm gonna share the short link with you.
This is an interesting side effect. I mean, it's not nice that both values are there, but it's also annoying if you share this query and they need to change it in 2 places.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Axe. All right. Soon someone can do Axel. Oh, that's gonna go in a few seconds.
oh, oh, oh! This is a no.
It's the short link sniping here.
Yeah.
Well, that was the query that I wanted to show. So what we see here is finding something that has a link of 3 different kinds, and then through 2 steps, feeding in a list of topics and finding potential things that are connected to it. And you can change, it doesn't need to be sports, it could be anything else, but we'll see. You're going to do some editing, and then we'll come back and see if we get more than 128 results that we have right now.
Yes. There we go. So this is the query that John just showed us and showed us how to make. And the thing is, when I start, I want to see what's missing in sports and add things, or at least the connections, so we know that they are related to sports. And I was like, okay, somehow I need to also write a query for this. And then Jan showed me his prototype for this query, and I was like, yes, perfect. So he saved me a lot of time this week. Um, and of course, I want to look through this list and see what am I interested in here. Why is that there but not something else? So I'm gonna scroll here a little bit because I think I saw in one version of a query like this that we had. Let's see. Should maybe ordförråd.
I think that is from Alphabet, the game.
Ah, the game Alphabet, of course. And mobile phone also. Okay, also. Okay. I see orienteering in here. That makes we're gonna open that directly. It's always nice to have it. And give it a little bit more hits in the statistics. But I used to see orienteering map in here. Okay, I'm gonna sort this. I should have done that from the beginning. Boop. Ah, okay. Wait, what? Oh, it just turns the Swedish letter into A before it sorts. Okay. Um, got a lot of football in here. Oh, there's a distinct missing. More distinct for the people. Höghöjdsträning. Okay, let's go down to where it should be. Now I'm lost. No, I don't see orienteering map in this one. Okay, but then we got the interesting case here.
Meanwhile, Nikki solved my problem there. So with just one question mark, we didn't need a union in the first one. So that was very neat. I'm very happy. Now I learned something as well today.
Let's see. That would mean we could do.
So yeah, remove that, and then just a question mark after the first 279.
Like that.
No, the star there, and then the one before the or.
Ah, the one before, of course. And the star. Yeah, of course I messed something else up.
Yeah, there's an ending there. There we go.
No, I don't remember. Did we get 128
128
before?
Yeah.
Okay, we still good, but it looks way nicer.
Yes.
And that's a neat trick. More
Yes.
property paths for the people. Okay, but I think orienteering map is no longer in here. Not sure what. It was a slightly different query, but it means that somehow it might miss a link to being a sport. Here we got item for descents, connecting it. Use the sport orienteering. So if we go to this, it should say that it's a sport. Group of sports. Okay. Type of sport. Okay. So classic. Okay, fine. So let's see if we can, if there even is a lexeme for orienteering maps. Orienteering map. No, of course I need to search in Swedish. Makes also sense because in English it's 2 words, not 1.
You also have a typo there.
Yes. There we go. So this is interesting. It has the connection to the item orienteering map. It has use orienteering. So I probably have seen it in a version of this query before.
It should be in here.
We got a challenge for the chat here. In the meanwhile, I am quite sure that I haven't seen in there kompass. So let's see. Let's do a lexeme first. Kompass in Swedish. We got English, Norwegian, Estonian, all the same. Item for the sense, it's the English one. And has use, navigation, bearing, orientation. And then the question is it valid has used the sport? I think so. And I could argue about that forever. But the use of a compass in orienteering is just not taking the bearing. It's always about navigation, but it doesn't really end there.
Yeah, but you could also do it the other way around. You could put it on orienteering uses compass.
That's better. That is better. So let's jump back to them. Uses. Do we have any current ones? Uses compass, but it's already there.
Why do they not show up?
Ah. So let me see. I have an old version of the query here. Let's see. And I need to find my way back. So let's see. Do you have a property path for the has use?
No, I
No.
thought I didn't need it before, but maybe that you need to put it in again.
So what if I steal this? Copy and move it, I think, into here.
Let's see what that does.
Copy paste. Hoping for the best. So a few more. Let's see if we go to the ones we've had like not compact, but that was the reverse. So let's see orienteering map. Yes, the orienteering map we do get back. So if I also want the reverse, let's see here. This is the reverse part. Uses. So I then need BDT T2283 for the uses, and then BDT. Oh, they fixed this. They fixed this bug. Okay, here we go. In the past, if you started a property in a property path and you don't have a space here, you couldn't do autocomplete. You can now do autocomplete there. You always needed to go back, add a space, and then do it. But amazing developers do amazing things. This is great. Okay. That's super nice. I completely missed that happened. And I think that might be enough. Let's see.
I think I'm getting on a timeout now.
I got a result and a lot more. Yxa. Oh, axe.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
going to be used in some sports, yes?
Yeah, of course it. Kiss a cat.
Certainly, probably some agility.
Can we trace this back from here?
That might be
Okay,
hard.
it's just house cat. Do we use? Okay, we might use it that way. Okay, if people say we do. Okay. Okay, let's
It
see.
might be just exhibitions, competitions, where you show off your cat.
Ah, yeah. Datamaskin. This got very broad.
It got very broad now. Now you have a
Ah, clothes. Subject.
region.
Oh, it
Yes,
gets.
it's
Yeah,
too broad.
yeah. But we still don't have kompass in here. Oh no, it might be more pages. No, it's not more pages. Okay. I'm giving up on now, but I'm gonna add a distinctor. I wonder how we got water in here. Like, I guess swimming uses water,
Yes, and sailing.
but yeah, but running also uses gravity.
Ah, yes.
Where should we stop?
Well, if you do the traverse all the way, you won't stop.
No, exactly. Okay. So that might cause. Okay. Optimist YOLO. Okay, this is way too fun to read all of this. Do we get any? Oh, no, we got less. Yes, of course I did a distinct. Okay, I did not sort them again. Let's do it like that. Well, lots of fun here. I hope everyone in the chat reads Swedish. Orienteering and orienteering map. That's good. Let's see. What is something obvious that might be missing a lot? Oh, like cross country skier is missing here. And I imagine like not even the sport cross country skiing is in here. Double checking. No. It should be in here. So let's see. So we can at least have some new data. Let's search lexemes. We'll use the L here. Did I spell it correctly? Yes, I think I did. Wait. No. Can this be true? Let's try biathlon. Okay, biathlon we do have. And is it connected? Item for descents. Then maybe
Should
we
be in
got.
there.
Yeah. Yes, it is. We tweet that. But cross country skiing is not.
And not even skiing, skidåkning.
Oh, maybe not even skiing. Oh, let's
Well,
Swedish.
you have skida, the verb. That was in there. And
Yeah, but
now,
here's a non.
yes.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
we have for the ski and we have for to ski. All right.
Yeah. But do we have, and then do the what? What's
Ooh,
going?
that one
I
we.
am so used to editing around climate and climate
Uh,
change because that's kind of your thing. But it's so hard to edit now because they have like done a great job. So now when we move over to sports, I'm like, oh, there are missing things. Okay, we're gonna do it this way then. Oh, there's a little bit of a new interface here, I think, since last time. So let's go through it. So this is just skiing in
mm-hmm.
Swedish. Yes, okay. Then I need to actually figure out how this worked again. I kind of expected when I created the lexeme that you got a little bit of a helper there. I kind of expected there to be a second step. Okay. No, let's not start with. Let's start with senses here. So I'm gonna be a terrible person. I'll actually look it up because we're gonna need a bit of sources and IDs as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Have a great one in the chat if you want to pull that one up.
I have a great one in the chat. Ah, yes, I'm gonna use this tool. It's great. Jan showed it to me earlier. How do I copy a link here?
Hmm.
I do not. I go straight to the tool. And we
Yes.
figure it out from there.
Yes.
Then I get to show it all. Here we go. So,
Can you zoom in a little bit?
yes, smart idea. Exactly what am I doing? I'm not entirely sure yet. But one thing I really like about this tool is that everything you do, all the state is kind of tracked in the URL. So you can kind of integrate it with other tools really easy.
Searchers are faster if you filter them by language. All right.
Then we're gonna do that. Ah, I guess it's like a massive index too. Yes, that should bring it down by a lot, I imagine. Way faster. Uh, and then we can go straight down to read awakening. Owl. And it's not yet matched.
And now you got the entire for the
Oh
right
yeah, now I
side.
got the dictionary. I click there to it.
That's skier.
Yes. I hope everyone knows that I have been putting on a new roof the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna blame that. That one I wanted. Ah, nice. It even gives me the property number here. And I guess I could do editing from within here if I log in. But one thing at a time. Um,
Yes.
I'm going to need to log in. Then we are logging in. It's great when you just have the tool developer in the chat. That's not everyone have that privilege when they try a tool for the
uh,
first time.
you should be able to just go back then, since it was in the URL.
Ah, yes. Let's click, click, click. Maybe click. Oh, it looks a little bit different now. Oh, I could have created it from here, of course. So So I can probably just copy my lexeme ID here, right? No spoilers in the chat here. You get free user testing.
Yes, documented.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go back and reload here. Okay, so it put an identifier in there, kind of what I expected. Now I need some content. Can I do content from here as well? There's a lot of text here.
I think this is all in the box. Create a new lexeme.
Oh, so this would bring me to lexeme-forms.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice. It's incredibly helpful. Oh, so
So
it's
it
like...
should be the first one of those, the utrum.
Sorry, Jan?
It should be the first one of those, the utrum. Svenskt substantiv utrum.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's the template in
Yeah.
lexeme-forms it's referring to.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah. Sorry, I was reading all text here and tried to figure out like what the integration was. Okay, but if I click on this, click, click.
Ah, okay. So if you created the lexeme first, you need to go there directly to that tool.
Okay, but then I'm gonna do it. I opened it here. I'm gonna start by logging in. Although I think lexeme-form nowadays like remember where you were when you log in. Oh, and there we go. Oh, I never done the bulk mode. But this is if I create one.
No, if you put someone in there, it's gonna say, hey, this one already exists. Do you want to use that one instead? So if you write skidåkning. And then you can do edit. No, the last link. There we go.
Okay, how is this done?
So this is one skidåkning, and then the new skidåkningen.
Okay. Yes, that's decided. In plural? Is there a plural version?
Skidåkningar, I guess. Why would it not be?
Yeah. Why would it not? But is it a sonor? Okay. Yeah, I mean that's the rule. But can you find a sentence where you would use that?
Hmm. Yes, I can. Klassisk stil och skridskostil är olika skidåkningar.
But you would never say that.
It's not a common way to say it, but it's
Okay.
grammatically correct. It's a little bit constructed, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure that you will also sometimes have found a good use for it when it actually made sense.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then you like, even if you don't have a good use for it, you can make one up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of interesting that we're collecting all of this, like.
But you can also check in. You had the link there before to Saub, what they think it was. Saul, perhaps.
Yes.
To the,
I got this one here. Let's go.
no, not that. That's to the catalog.
True.
But if you go to the identifier, I think.
Identifier, yeah. This all makes sense. Okay.
And if you show more.
Show more.
Oh, that doesn't say any plurals. Oh, maybe I'm wrong then.
No, I don't think you are wrong. I just think
Well,
it's not
we
documented
have the
because it's
Swedish
just
Academy
so.
saying something else than me. I think I'm wrong.
But would you then leave them blank?
I don't know. Yeah, yeah,
I
you
mean,
could leave them blank, but here we also have a Swedish radio actually using one of the forms in an article. So in the language we use it.
yeah. So someone has used it at one point in the language.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
on the state broadcasters.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's a
Point taken.
good source,
Yeah.
Mahir. Thank
They
you.
they have never have interns or things like that. Oh, that was
Yeah.
horrible. Um. All right. Let's finish this. And things.
Hmm.
Oh, I missed this one. Um.
Oh, that's the next one.
Yeah. This is undecided. Um. No, that's the same.
Yeah.
What am I thinking here?
ARS. ARS in the end. Skidåkningars.
Yeah. This is why it's short to me. It's like I know this might be grammatically correct, but it's because you would always speak about styles, like skiing styles in practice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there we go. These ones I would use. Did the plural versions, all of them? Ah, okay. And now I click edit here. Or remove forms. That's a good point. Okay. So now it did the nice things I really like here. Um, nice. And we already got that link. I want to actually go back to this tool and link the author identifier as the last thing. Um, Jan actually sent this tool to me earlier, and I was like, I couldn't figure out the use at the time because I had a little bit different plans as you saw in the beginning, but I liked. So this one we need to connect. I assume it hasn't like. This is cool. It actually searched for it directly. I imagined it had a static catalog behind it, but this must be correct.
Yes. That's the one.
Where did the
That's
identifiers go?
there.
Oh, there. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Nice. Ah, okay. Now I'm sorry. Now we're gonna go straight from sports here. I want to go to catalogs and I to find a Swedish one this quick. Let's take one that isn't that matched. Like, no, there was. Mm, that's the bottom. Unmatched. Oh, and this is all the thumbnail. Let's do. Can I search like that? Oh, maybe they don't have items. I imagine they would be suggested here because the suggestions seem rather good. But actually, this is kind of back to where I started. This would be a great way to see what's missing. I could, for example, orienteering. Oh, is my filter not on? Oh, search. Ah, this is a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
I'm just gonna note that we're at time, and I think Mahir is
yes,
having another session starting right now.
indeed. Go over there. What I'm doing here is all because of my here. So head over to him. He will do cool stuff with sentences. I know.
I yeah. I
I
think
got, I think I got a new episode here.
aha, you have an entire new episode. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's just call it there. We have some things in the chat, and you saw the links to Mahir. You can go back and watch the live stream to see it as well. Mm, and please enjoy the rest of the Wikidata Lexicodays. And I think Mahir will be in Jitsi in streaming.
Nice.
And until then,
Happy
happy
editing.
editing.